For this video, I would just be showing you how I do a braid out. This is what I'll be using. This is just a curling cream from Cantu and some shea butter. It doesn't really matter. I just use like a cream and shea butter or some oil of some sort. I rarely actually wear my hair in a braid out, but when I do take these braids out, the braid out looks nice. So I might wear it for a day or two. If you've seen some of my videos in the past, one of the first videos I've ever uploaded was my length retention video. This is basically just the same thing, except I didn't pre-mix the mixture. I put it on individually, and I didn't add any powder to this because if I'm going to wear it in a braid out, I don't want any powder falling everywhere. So I start by adding some cream to my hair. My hair is slightly damp because I had just got done stimulating my scalp, so part of it did dry out a little bit, so I do wet it as I'm continuing the process. If it's too dry, I'll decide to wet it. But I just start with the cream, and I put as much cream as I feel is necessary. I try not to put too much just because it'll take longer for my hair to dry. And this method, me putting it in on big chunks, just because I don't have patience, it's harder for me to get the product through. But it also makes sure that I don't put too much product to where my hair is drenched. After adding the cream, I go in with the shea butter or whatever oil I'm using or have on hand. Today is shea butter. I go in with the shea butter. Here, I try to be very careful about how much I put in, just because if I'm going to wear this braid out, like if I'm actually going to wear my hair in a braid out, if I put too much oil, it'll get on my clothing or it'll get on my skin and my face, and that can be quite irritating. So I just try to be cognizant about how much oil I put if I'm going to actually wear my hair out. If I'm just going to keep them in the braids, then I don't really worry too much because I can easily just pin my braids up. I do want to just mention that I'm aware that the thickness of my hair contributes to the success of my braid out, and that because my hair is so thick, that 2 braids is enough for me. Whenever I try to do smaller braids, it just wouldn't work out for me, especially because I have some heat damaged ends. And that was probably always the most difficult part of trying to do a braid out with smaller pieces. So I know that just doing these 2 big braids is what's really gonna work for my hair. And also, it is with me doing cornrows. Like I haven't been very good at that. I just practiced on myself and became good at doing 2 in my hair. Anything beyond 2 is going to look a little sketchy, and I can't do it on anybody else's head. If I do it on anybody else's head, it's going to look absolutely terrible. So this is just something that came with time and practice. I'm honestly trying not to talk the whole video, but here you'll see me trying to detangle my ends and make sure that my ends are detangled, because when I try to like French braid my hair, cornrow, whatever it is that people say, it's hard for me to go through it. 1, because my hair is thick, and 2, because the ends are so tangled, especially where the heat damage is. It's very tangled. And that can cause me to try and rip my hair out as I'm trying to go through, because my hands is cramping and it's just taking too much time and my arms are getting tired. So I try to make sure that my ends are detangled, so then that way I don't have to damage my hair out of frustration. So I only did one side of my hair on camera. The other side I did it off camera, but you'll see me finish up this side, and then I'll come back and braid or attempt to braid my hair on camera. So here is me attempting to braid my hair on camera. I was having a lot of issues because I was trying to show basically how to make sure that it's kind of smooth and how I go through my hair just because it is so thick, and you can see me struggling with the ends, which is why I was trying to detangle it. So this clip just basically shows you what the struggle is if I don't do certain things, but I did have to do it off camera because the braid wasn't tight enough, and I kept getting stuck with some of my ends, I guess because I was focusing too much on the camera. But I did end up braiding both sides of my hair off camera, and then I'll just come back and show you what the end result is. I didn't videotape myself taking down the braids, and I don't even know why. I think I just forgot to do so, but I literally just take the braids out. I don't even really add oil when I'm separating it because my hair already has the oil in it from the shea butter, and I just take the braids down. If there's any huge chunks, I separate that, but other than that, I don't fluff or anything else like that. After struggling with braiding my hair on camera, I actually went off camera, tightened up my braids a little bit, and did the other side of my hair. So after that, I just pin up my hair because I do have the oil on my hair. So as this is drying, I don't want that to get on my clothes or anything like that. So I do pin it up. And then after a few days, because it takes a few days for my hair to dry, then I'll take it out. It actually takes like 3, maybe 4 days for my hair to dry because this is basically how I keep my hair moisturized as well. But after it dries, I do take it out, and this is kind of what it looks like. It was kind of hard for me to get a good photo or video of the hair, but it's pretty defined, and this is just the best way that I know how to do a braid out. So I know that was a lot of talking, but that is basically it for this video. This is how I get my braid outs. It's pretty simple for me. It took me a while to figure out this method, but this is what works for me if I do want to do a braid out. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it.